Hey everyone, welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to completely deconstruct and master modern YouTube discoverability. Look, the era of trying to just game this system, it's officially over. Today, we're diving deep into a comprehensive strategy guide for YouTube SEO in 2026. The platform has literally evolved into this incredibly sophisticated, predictive recommendation engine. If you want to know exactly how content gets discovered, categorized, and pushed out to millions of screens right now, well, you're in the exact right place. We're going to map out the entire life cycle of a click, starting from that initial spark of an idea, navigating through the production process, all the way to the critical data analysis after you hit publish. We've all felt this specific heartbreak, right? You pour your absolute soul into a piece of content. You spend hours writing this meticulously crafted script. You design a thumbnail that feels like a literal work of art. Your color grading and editing are completely flawless. And then you publish it, and you get crickets. Just a flat line of almost zero views. It is incredibly frustrating, especially when you know for a fact the content is objectively good. But here is the harsh reality check. The problem might not actually be your content at all. It might just be your underlying SEO strategy. It's like you're building a beautiful multi-million-dollar mansion, but you just aren't giving the algorithm or your audience the address to actually find it. So here's the big question. Is your SEO strategy stuck in the past? For years, creators were taught that SEO meant this exhausting process of stuffing keywords into titles, writing massive descriptions, and obsessing over hidden metadata tags. But over the last couple of years, the algorithm evolved rapidly. Modern neural networks now process video and audio natively. That means YouTube knows what your video is about just by listening to the audio and looking at the pixels. Simply throwing keyword lists at the system today is like handing a GPS a printed map. It's completely useless. So today, we're revealing what actually drives views, how the platform truly understands your content in 2026, and how to engineer your videos to land right in front of your ideal viewers. Okay, here is our roadmap for today's Explainer. We're going to cover the 2026 paradigm, topics and keywords, titles and thumbnails, maximizing retention, and finally, your 30-day blueprint. Section 1. The 2026 paradigm. There's a massive, stark contrast between the old way of doing things and the reality of 2026. Old SEO was completely robotic. It was an era entirely defined by keyword stuffing and obsessing over invisible metadata tags, tactics that, frankly, way too many creators still overvalue today. But 2026 SEO, it's entirely human-centric. The algorithm's primary overriding goal is no longer just matching text queries, it is absolutely laser-focused on maximizing viewer satisfaction and retention. Think about it. YouTube is a business, right? They want to show viewers content they'll actually enjoy and watch all the way through so they stay on the platform longer. Your keywords, they just help YouTube initially categorize the content. But undeniable viewer satisfaction is what actually gets it pushed out to the masses. Section 2. Topics and keywords. Everything starts with this one foundational concept, search intent. This is the specific goal, problem, or question a user is actively trying to solve when they type something into that search bar. And honestly, one of the biggest traps creators fall into is producing incredibly high-quality videos on random, broad topics without a clear target audience in mind. Imagine a creator who shoots this stunning, cinematic documentary on vintage mechanical keyboards. They assume people just want to watch it for the beautiful aesthetic. But the actual search intent for that audience might be how to repair switches on vintage mechanical keyboards. Because they just guessed the intent rather than actually researching it, the video completely misses the mark and bombs. If you don't know what specific problem your viewer is trying to solve, you simply cannot satisfy their search intent. And if you can't satisfy their intent, the algorithm is going to bury your content. Let's put this into perspective. Think about the difference between a broad keyword and a long-tail keyword. If you make a video just titled AI tools, you are immediately competing against massive established tech channels. Plus, the search intent is incredibly vague. What does that viewer actually want? Image generation, coding help, audio editing? Who knows? But if you target a long-tail keyword, like best AI tools for students in 2026, the search intent becomes crystal clear. You bypass the heavy hitters, and you speak directly to a desperate student who's cramming for their finals. You know exactly who the audience is, you know exactly what their problem is, and the competition is significantly lower. Finding these profitable, low-competition, long-tail keywords is literally the secret sauce to explosive pre-production growth. Section 3. Titles and thumbnails. Earning that click all boils down to this ultimate formula. SEO plus curiosity plus clarity equals a high click-through rate. Your title and thumbnail need to work together harmoniously to trigger this exact equation. They absolutely should not just repeat the exact same text. Usually the title carries the SEO keywords so the algorithm clearly understands the content category, but the thumbnail and the phrasing? They need to inject both curiosity and clarity. Clarity satisfies the algorithm and tells the viewer, hey, you're in the right place, while curiosity taps right into our human lizard brain, creating this itch that can only be scratched by actually clicking. You can trigger this formula using proven frameworks that balance SEO and curiosity without ever resorting to cheap, misleading clickbait. For example, framing a result as how to achieve this result in 2026, or leveraging negative bias by highlighting mistakes killing your growth. You can even create ultimatums like stop doing this if you want to achieve this goal, or unveil secrets with the truth about a specific topic. Notice how every single one of these creates a psychological open loop. They tell you exactly what the video is about, providing that necessary clarity in SEO, but they strategically hold just enough information back to make you realize you absolutely need to click to get the full answer. Let's look at the visual side of the packaging. Now, thumbnails aren't technically SEO keywords in the traditional sense, but they are absolutely vital to your overall SEO strategy because they directly dictate your click-through rate. An optimized thumbnail presents one clear, undeniable idea. It uses minimal text, strong visual contrast, like a brightly lit subject popping off a dark, blurred background, and a very simple composition. And crucially, it has to have mobile readability. You have to remember the vast majority of your audience is watching on their phones. If someone cannot instantly understand your thumbnail when it's shrunk down to the size of a postage stamp, you've already lost them to the competition. Section 4. Maximizing retention. Look, if a viewer clicks your highly optimized thumbnail and then bounces after just 5 seconds, that sends a fatal signal to the algorithm that your video is low quality and it will immediately stop getting recommended. So you have to follow a strict workflow to maximize retention. Step 1. Hook the viewer immediately in the first 15 to 30 seconds by confirming they clicked the right video. Please do not start with a lazy, hey guys, welcome back. Step 2. Remove long, unnecessary intros. Just get straight to the value. Step 3. Use visual pattern interrupts. Change camera angles, introduce B-roll, or use on-screen graphics to reset the viewer's dopamine loop and break that scroll hypnosis. And step 4. Absolutely over-deliver on the specific promise you made in the title. Now, you can actually use your analytics as a diagnostic tool. Basically, you become a data detective for your own channel. If you have high impressions, but a low click-through rate, well, that means your topic clearly has demand, but your packaging is failing. You need to fix your title or thumbnail immediately. On the flip side, if you have a high click-through rate but low retention, your packaging is fantastic, but the video itself didn't deliver what was promised. Or maybe your pacing was simply too slow and bordered on clickbait. And what if you have low impressions but strong retention? Well, you probably made an incredible video, but you unfortunately picked a topic with very little search demand. Oh, and a quick but incredibly critical warning before we move on. Do not copy your long-form SEO strategy into Shorts. Shorts discovery is a fundamentally different ecosystem. While long-form relies heavily on deep search intent and strategic packaging, Shorts rely almost entirely on a tremendously strong first second, extremely fast pacing, and high rewatchability to trigger the swipe algorithm. They are two entirely different beasts, so you've got to treat them that way if you want to succeed in both formats. Section 5. Your 30-day blueprint. All right, let's put this into action. Over the next 4 weeks, here is your exact timeline and challenge. Dedicate week 1 entirely to research and strategy. Seriously, don't even pick up a camera yet. Find your audience's core problem, research the search intent, and pinpoint that perfect low-competition long-tail keyword. Week 2 is content production. Write a tight script with a strong hook, film it, and edit it deliberately to maximize retention using those pattern interrupts we talked about. Week 3 is publishing and optimization. This is where you finalize that high CTR thumbnail, write a clear description that naturally incorporates your keywords, and hit publish. And finally, week 4 is analytics and improvement. Put on your data detective hat. Look at your CTR, analyze your audience retention graphs, and use that hard data to make your next project even better. Ultimately, everything we've talked about today boils down to just this one core goal: viewer satisfaction. Look, Outdated tactics, spammy descriptions, keyword stuffing, they simply won't save you in this modern era. This hyper-focus on viewer satisfaction is what fundamentally defines the 2026 landscape. If you choose a topic people actually care about, package it clearly, and make a highly engaging video that holds their attention and genuinely solves their problem, the predictive AI algorithm is going to do all the heavy lifting for you. The tools are right in front of you. So the big question is, which 2026 SEO strategy are you going to test today? Are you going to dive deep into search intent research, or are you going to completely overhaul your thumbnail designs? Pick one, test it out, and start mastering the life cycle of a click.